So by show of hands, has anyone ever said to themselves, hey, I'd like to be the boss? Couple of you? Well, today I'm going to show you what that might look like.
We had a presentation come in to talk to us about entrepreneurships, just to explain what it is and how to go about it and all the good opportunities that could come from it.
There's this program that the government runs and the YMCA has a good opportunity for young people with great ideas to fulfill what they want to do with those ideas, make money. Instead of working for a big company, they can work for themselves.
As it says, the possibility. So I did a presentation for our program at the YMCA called the High School Entrepreneurship Outreach Program, which is really an exploration introduction program to high school youth to think about becoming their own boss. So we go over what is entrepreneurship, what does an entrepreneur do, what areas can young people start businesses in, what kind of questions should they ask themselves to kind of have a little self-knowledge about what's important to understand so you can be your own boss. And then we look at opportunities out in the community. One of the things we discuss is what's called Summer Company, which is a program through KEDCO where students can get money and guidance to start their own business. And then we end up with telling a few stories about high school students right here in the Kingston area who have actually done this successfully.
We'll call that like knowing people. Any other ways you can find a job?
I think it's a great area to talk to the kids about because sometimes this area isn't covered that well in detail. It's great for students to hear information from a different voice and to hear different opportunities. So it's an excellent opportunity to have people like Jared come in and explain to the class a brand new avenue that they might not have once thought of.
The youth unemployment rate is a measure of how many people want to work and how many who are actually working. And for Ontario, the unemployment rate is actually double in Ontario than the national average and double any other age group. So young people today, they just can't find the work as they once did. When I was young, I was able to walk into Arby's, hand in my resume and get a job pretty quick. Today, we have a high youth unemployment rate in Ontario. It's actually double the national average and double any other age group. That's a problem we've had in this province for about 7 years. And so how that's working out is youth are going out and they're trying to look for work, and they may be very motivated, but they may not have the skills necessary because they're competing with adults that have perhaps been laid off from places like Future Shop or Target closing. Those adults come back out into the workforce, and now the youth are competing for the very jobs, for those very jobs that they would be qualified for with people that are more qualified. In addition, they're competing with other high school students, college, university students, especially in Kingston. And then the jobs just aren't out there as they once were. So then they're going out, trying their hard they can, and I'm hearing, we can't find work. So self-employment is a viable option because, in fact, 95% of the Canadian economy is built on small to medium-sized business. So in one way or another, a young person is probably going to work for an entrepreneur. They just get to decide if it's going to be themselves. If you have something that you're really passionate about, you can actually turn that into self-employment. In fact, my first self-employment was doing magic tricks. I started learning magic when I was in kindergarten. I really loved doing it. As I became an adult, I started my own business, and I called it gmagic.ca. I had a website.
Well, I'm actually a camp counselor at Camp Quimolac, so this is my first year, so I'm a volunteer. But I had to do a CIT training program last summer for 2 weeks, which just taught me how to be a counselor and the struggles and skills that you have to do to go about that. So this will be my first time doing that, so I'm very excited. Well, you are with a partner to help you, but it is a lot of working on your feet and like being your own boss, is because you're the boss of the kids, right? So you have to be in charge and be a leader. So in that ways, it is very similar to entrepreneurship, and I think entrepreneurship is a great opportunity, and I should really come up with a great idea to be my own boss because that would look really good, and I think that would be like an amazing experience as well. So.
Some people, though, like one young man last year, made $13,000 through the summer by doing a lawn care service.
I like food a lot. I might want to do my own business. Like a lot of the time I watch this show called Eat Street. A food truck would be a great idea for me. Of course, you can't really do that at my age because I can't drive and you have to be certified. But that'd be a neat job going into entrepreneurship.
Summer Company is a really awesome program because what it does is actually offers you money and guidance to start your own business. So through our program, we show youth that, yeah, it can be a challenge. You have risks, financial risk of failure. You also have to be good with having independence and being a people person, which we define as being empathetic and meeting needs. And you also have to be willing to work hard. So it's not for everybody, but for those youth who have a good idea and who are willing to work hard, we're actually seeing many young people are being very successful. And then when they start, the younger they start, just like any job, the skill is going to grow. You know the idea of the 10,000 hours. You know, the younger a young person can start in entrepreneurship, where they take more risks naturally, and they don't have, you know, families and things, so they can take those risks. And then they learn and they grow and they fail and they learn and they keep going, and then those young people are going to be the very ones that are the employers, you know, 10, 15 years down the road, if not immediately. Information will be coming out to you this fall through the schools. And that is what I have for you today. Any questions?